Quite a busy day. Flemington for not only the Australian Cup but the Cadbury Australian Guineas, Canterbury Park in Sydney, Eagle Farm in Brisbane, Morphettville are on today from South Australia, and they're on at Elwick in Tasmania. We also have galloping from Ascot in the west, Sale in Victoria, and the one harness meeting this afternoon comes from Bulli in New South Wales. One harness meeting mixed in amongst a lot of gallops this afternoon. So we've got quite a bit of information to get through on the Monday Late Mail. Let's get stuck into it with the information for Flemington. Firstly, a fine day and the track officially rated as good. There are 14 scratchings. Race 1, number 2, Major Fun is out. Race 2, scratch 9, Wellington Dreamer, and 12, Angel Love, 9 and 12 from the second. The third race 2, Straight Chip, and 5, Royalty Galore, 2 and 5 from the third. Race 4, number 9, Kahuna Queen is out. Races 5 and 6 are clear. Now, the Australian Cup, Willoughby is also scratched, and Might and Power. Willoughby and Might and Power, 3 and 6 out of the Australian Cup. Dry Humour is out of race 8, and City Hall, who won on Saturday, is also out, 5 and 12. Race 9, 3 Sir Knight, 4 Oregon Star, 14 Chicago O'Brien, and 16 Gibran, 3, 4, 14 and 16 from race 9. 14 scratchings there for Flemington. Just the one jockey change, that's race 3, number 4, Jump and Jive, is now going to be ridden by Brad Rawiller. Gear changes for Flemington. The first race, number 3, Straight Wilder, will have the tongue tie on for the first time. Race 2, number 6, Miss Oh My, has the blinkers on again, and the same for Miss Tesla. Race 4, number 3, Miss Tesla will have the blinkers again. And race 7, number 4, Always Aloof, will carry the blinkers for the first time in the Australian Cup. Tokay in race 8, number 8, has the blinkers and the tongue tie coming off. Race 9, 13 Sailor's Courage, has the blinkers off and will have pacifiers for the first time. And in the same race, number 17, Rubery, has the blinkers on again. That's all of the information for Flemington. 9 races, so an early start. The first race at Flemington is coming up in about 20 minutes' time. Now, the information for Canterbury and Sydney, $63. And number 11, Desert Song, is there at $28. So horse 4, the favourite for the first at Flemington. John Russell likes True Blonde to beat Timber. And Spell Maker, number 1, is his third selection. 4, 9 and 1. Track looks good, and they're heading off to the starting point for the first event at Flemington. 2-year-olds will be taking you to John Russell in the next couple of minutes. But before they go there at Flemington, Preston Carnival kicked off on Saturday with General Nadim taking the Newmarket Handicap, and there were some other good performances too. Rose of Danehill taking the CUNY Stakes. Today we've got 2 Group 1s, the Cadbury Australian Guineas for the 3-year-olds and the Australian Cup at Weight for Age. Let's take you now to Flemington and join John Russell. And John, that's bad news about Might and Power.
Oh, shocking luck for Connections and for all the public too, Matty, because we were so much looking forward to seeing this great horse in action here. And what was probably regarded as a clash between Might and Power and Dane Ripper on recent form exposed, but no Might and Power today. Let's hope the horse gets better quickly. Now, getting set here for the first. There's a good go here for one of Lee Friedman's in Altitude, who's had one start. Raced by the Guri Pastoral. And has been well tried in this. True Blonde is near the outside rail. Next along Northern Song. Timber's in 3. Next along Desert Song. Has moved up Minnie Gray's rider in the all-white. Straight Wilder looks to be set. Altitude coming in. I'm waiting for Spellmaker, who hasn't raced since the Magic Millions. Ran midfield there. Spellmaker about to go up. There he is. Big tall horse, one of Lee Friedman's 4 runners here. Straight Wilder's in. And Minnie Gray in the all-white coming up to complete the line. True Blonde a winner down the straight here over this course. Back in the spring. Minnie Gray goes in. And they're ready to go. Altitude standing up well. Ready to go. Race 1 of 9 races here. They're off. And a True Blonde jumped fairly well with Northern Song, and Timber began smartly. Desert Song in behind them going forward. Some of them heading towards the inside section of the track, including Minnie Gray on the all-white, and Spellmaker going with it, and so is Altitude and Straight Wilder. So 4 down the flat side, the rest of them coming down the grandstand railer, where Tough Sword is up in the leading group there with True Blonde, and also Northern Song, and Desert Song is in behind them with Timber. As they race down past the 600-metre mark and over on the flat side rail, Spellmaker is the leader from Altitude, and they were followed by Minnie Gray, and just in behind them them, Straight Wilder. Down the grandstand side, and True Blonde is the leader with Northern Song. A length and a half to Timber. Desert Song behind them, Tough Sword and Sir Volk. They're on the course proper. 300 metres left to go. Spellmaker to the inside from Elder Hood. They're well clear down there. True Blonde is down the outside with Northern Song, and Timber starting to run on. But over on the inside, Spellmaker is holding the other one, Elder Hood, at the moment. They're well out in front of the outside division, and Spellmaker's going to win it with his head in his chest. Spellmaker bolted in to win by a length and a half, Elder Hood. Northern Song's run third down the outside. True Blonde behind them, Timber, and they were followed by Desert Song and Sir Volk, and further back to Straight Wilder and Tough Sword among the tail-enders with Minnie Gray. Spellmaker very easily in the first of the day here at Flemington from the well-backed Elder Hood. Number one, the winner, Spellmaker, resuming after a short spell, after running 8th of 16 or 9th, 8th of 16 in the Magic Millions won by Catnipped, ridden by Shane Dyers, bolted in, raced by the DHK Investments Syndicate, managed by Mr. David Cobritz, R.C. Benkel, M.E. Spud, M. Hansky, V. Wayne, Abe Callis, A. Tucasio, Peter Elpo, one of the part owners with the J. Hansky, and R. Goldblum, trained by Lee Friedman, who's quinelled the race with the one that was well tried in the race, and that was Elder Hood, ridden by Damien Oliver, and number 5 third is Northern Song, ridden by Greg Charles. So two of them had the race themselves on the flat side. Spellmaker holding out Elder Hood, and third placing going to the one coming down the outside, which was Northern Song, just ahead of number 4 True Blonde, and number 8 ran 5th, and that was Sir Volk. So three of them coming down the outside, 3rd, 4th and 5th, and the two that fought it out were, well, not so much fought it out because Spellmaker had a lot in hand, as you saw there. He was under double wraps by Shane Dye and has won the opening event on the card here today at Flemington, the Flemington's Carnival as Champion Stakes, and the winner is Spellmaker in the first of the day as we look for tote dividends. $6 and $1.90, 7 Elder Hood $2.30, and 5 Northern Song $1.70, Quinella $12.40, and the trifecta $1.60.40. 57.7 will return to Matthew, and back with a second here at Flemington. The Pura Milk 1400 coming up at noon.
OK, John, thanks. That horse didn't actually run a bad race in the Magic Millions. Probably didn't perform quite as well as Connections would have hoped. He didn't win the race. That was Catnipped, of course, but today he certainly showed them a clean set of plates, taking the first event with that man again, Shane Dye, coming off his Group 1 on Encounter on Saturday in the Chipping Norton to Melbourne today, and he wins the first race. Of course, he won the Australian Cup last year too, on board Octagonal. Who'll ever forget that? So that's our first race over.
Lucas Dowson in the saddle in the green colours, the top weight showing at $12. Cigarillo at $2.70 for Greg Hall, 11 for Londazoli, Massawar at $9.80, Brook Road at $7.30, Missa May $7.90, River Express 18, Western Reality $13. Then we have $9.40 for number 10, Madame Perec. Number 11, Very Justice for Eddie Wilkinson at $29. Angel Loves a Scratching. They're moving onto the track for the first event coming through from Flemington. Some great pictures coming through there, and it's going to be a great day of racing at Flemington in Victoria. Sale dividends, and number 1, Back Scuttle in the first at $4.50, $1.90. Mox at $1.70, Trainers Talk at $1.60, Quinella at $11.80, Trifecta $72.20.
Yeah, lovely day here at Flemington for racing today. The Cadbury Guineas, the Amy Australian Cup, the main attractions this afternoon. We're coming up to race 2 here as Cigarillo is the favoured one. Should be very hard to beat. Had no luck against the Colts last time out at Caulfield and ran a creditable 4th that particular day, and very unlucky before that here at this track. So she gets a chance here in this race, which is confined to 3-year-old fillies. Madame Perec will be the last one to go in at the 1400 for the Pura Milk 1400. $2.90 for Cigarillo, Greg Hall aboard. Madame Perec coming up, moves in just about. Just about to go forward, Damien Oliver aboard. And she's taken up her position, so they're all locked away and set for action. Stand by for a start. Race 2 at Flemington. Lovely autumn afternoon. Away they go. Very Just one of the first to bound out, with Miss Mai beginning well, and Quiet Style was out quickly. And also Londalazy just in behind them, being followed by Western Reality and Brook Road. And further back is River Express, being followed closely on the inside by Massawa, Madame Perec, and Cigarillo is last of all. Running along the back, just over 1,100 metres left to go. Miss Mai reefing for a header. Leads a length and a half, Londalazy. 2 lengths further back is Quiet Style. She's not settling this leader, Miss Mai. She leads 3/4 of a length in advance of Londalazy. Lacey 2 lengths away. Quiet Style, a length and a half. Very Jassa, who's over on the inside of Brook Road, being followed by Western Reality. River Express in behind them. Massawa, Cigarillo is second last. And Madame Perec has dropped out to last. Coming down the side, 700 to go. And Miss Amaya settled down better by a length in advance of Londa Lacey, a length and a half. Quiet Style on the outside of Very Jassa. Brook Road is 3 off the rails going around them. Western Reality further back, followed by Massawa. River Express in behind them. Cigarillo second last as they make the home turn. And Madame Perec is last of all. They're straightening up with 450 metres left to go. Miss Amaya on the inside, the leader. About a length and a half. Londa Lacey, Very Jassa being followed by Brook Road, Quiet Style. And further back, River Express, a long gap to Cigarillo. And Madame Perec is down the outside as they run towards the 300 metre mark with the leader. Miss Amaya's tackled in earnest by Londa Lacey. Looks to be travelling well, and Londa Lacey takes the leader. Very Jassa coming home strongly, followed by Quiet Style. Cigarillo can't get a place. Londa Lacey hit the front in the final stages, is clear. And Londa Lacey's going to win from Quiet Style. Massawa may have been third, just ahead of Miss Amaya, followed close up by Very Jassa. They were followed by Madame Perec and Cigarillo, and further back Western Reality, followed by River Express second last, and Brook Road's run last. Londa Lacey home to victory in the Pura Milk 1400. Number 3, Londa Lacey, ridden by Stephen King, making it 2 in a row. She scored well at Caulfield last time out. And she has won well again this afternoon. Number 3, the winner. Londa Lacey, Stephen King defeats number 1, Quiet Style, ridden by Lucas Dowson. Number 4's got up for third, Massawa, ridden by Brian York. 3, 1 and 4, the winner at $8.60 and $2.60. Londa Lacey, trained at Pakenham by John Gunning. Raced by the Fernhaven Lodge Proprietary Limited Syndicate, managed by Ray and Mrs. M. Hubbard. A 3-year-old chestnut filly by El Quahira out of Gold Token. Pretty smart galloper, this one. 14 starts now, recording her 4th win, 2 seconds and 3/3, so her form has been very consistent. Miss Amaya on the inside, who was throwing ahead about a lot early in the piece and then settled down and made all the running until she was headed here inside the final 200 metres by Londa Lacey, who drew clear. And coming down the outside, Quiet Style. Very Jassa looked a chance at that point in the orange colours, but she weakened. Further out, Massawa. Cigarillo, I thought, was disappointing in the run of the post. She got a long way out of her ground. And in the run of the post, it was Londa Lacey going on to score from Quiet Style. Massawa getting up for third from Miss Amaya. And then Very Jassa, followed by Madame Perec, and Cigarillo in behind them, followed by River Express and Western Realities, the one over on the inside. Londa Lacey, 8.60 and 2.60 in the second of the day at Flemington, the Pura Milk 1400. And returning to scale here, second placing in the race, going to number 1, Quiet Style. And a third is number 4, which is Massawa, one of the Bart Cummings team, ridden by Brian York. $8.60, $2.60 for Londa Lacey, number 3, number 1. Second, Quiet Style, $2.60. Number 4, third, is Massawa, $3.10. The Quinella at $17.50. The trifecta, $420.50 on the numbers of 3, 1 and 4, race 2 at Flemington. They have recorded 1:25 for the journey for the 1400 metres. The race set aside for the 3-year-olds as we come up to race 3 next on the card at Flemington. Run down the straight 1,000 here. The Mark Sensing sprint due at 12:40.
Stephen King there, coming back after race number 2 at Flemington on Londa Zoli, Quiet Style and Massawa. And they're dashing colours too, aren't they? The South Wales.
Thank you, Nick. Getting set here, race 3 on the card. Beautiful autumn day here at Flemington. Chalet's Magic's moved in. Mr. Good Time goes up. Centaurs are all the rage for the race at $2.30. In a good race in the Oakley Plate recently against the older horses. Although I see it is now a 4-year-old. Time gets by quickly. Centaurs. Hazar's an interesting runner here. Hasn't raced since October of 1996. Had a big reputation in those days, so must have developed problems. And returning to racing here in Harry Lawton's syndicate colours. Trained by Anthony Cummings. Centaurs are about to move in. They're coming up well. Centaurs has moved up. Raffin Times is set. Chalet's Magic, Mr. Good Time, Jump and Jive stand up well. They're the 3 nearest the outside rail. Coming up is Azar in 4. A Little Beauty coming up will be the inside runner in the 7. Azar not yet ready. Azar very fractious in the stall there, as you see. Rider still out of the saddle. $2.20 Centaurs are number 1. The rider of Azar about to climb back in the saddle. Horse settling down a bit better. Centaurs are second from the outside. Chalet's Magic standing up well. Now they settle better. 7 runners only, 2 place dividends in the third of the day here at Flemington. Azar with attendants each side of him. Jump and Jive standing in well. He's still restless in the stall, Azar. Mr. Good Time in 2, they're off. And Chalet's Magic, one of the first to begin with Mr. Good Time. Jump and Jive. Azar was a bit slow to get going. And they're all crossing to the flat side rail, where Rappin Times takes up the running from a Little Beauty, and Centaurs are well placed, followed by Azar, and Jump and Jive is in behind them. Chalet's Magic and Mr. Good Time is last. They're racing down towards the 600 metre mark, and Rappin Times leads the way by length in advance here. Of in second place, a Little Beauty, being followed by Centaurs, and going up quickly towards the lead now is Azar. Jump and Jive is in behind them. Chalet's Magic, followed by Mr. Good Time, as they race to the 400 metre mark. Azar on the outside goes to the front here from Rappin Times. Centaurs, Jump and Jive, a Little Beauty, Mr. Good Time, and further back is Chalet's Magic. At the 300 metre mark, Azar is the leader by length. Centaurs are starting to come into the picture with a good run. Looks to be travelling well. Rappin Times a bit further back. Chalet's Magic is coming home well. Mr. Good Time behind them, but Centaurs has cruised up on the outside to tackle Azar. Quickly takes the lead, Centaurs, and Centaurs are drawing away in the last little bit. Will win it well by a half length. Azar. Mr. Good Times run third, followed by Chalet's Magic. A long gap, Rappin Times. A Little Beauty second last, and last to finish Jump and Jive. And that one with plenty in hand, Centaurs. $2.30 and $1.40 in the third of the day here at Flemington, the Mark Sensing Sprint. Number 1, Centaurs, Damien Oliver. Raced by Mr. J. Newton and Harbig, a 4-year-old bay or brown horse by Century out of Nipigon. Trained by Lee Friedman at Caulfield, giving Lee a winning double in the first and third races here today. A very comfortable ride here, no worries for backers of the favourite Centaurs. Number 8's run a good race, Azar, at $3.20. First up from a long spell. And number 3, third, Mr. Good Time, ridden by Brent Stanley. Now here they are racing down towards the 200 metre mark. Azar was going okay. Rappin Times behind it was being niggled at. And Centaurs under double wraps in third place there. The others are struggling, headed by Jump and Jive. Azar about to be tackled by Centaurs, who quickly cruised up to it and soon put the issue beyond doubt. And it is the winner, number 8 second and 3 third, 1, 8 and 3, as we await dividends. And here is Centaurs coming at Azar. Been a good run after a lengthy spell, Azar. Certainly will improve on that. And number 3 third is Mr. Good Time, who's run home well at the finish after being last coming onto the course proper. $2.30, $1.40 for number 1, Centaurs. Number 8 second, Azar at $3.20. No third dividend, the Quinella at $8.20, and the double $30. And we're waiting a trifecta, and the time was 57.8. 57.8. 2.30, 1.41 Centaurs, number 8 Azar at $3.20. No third dividend, Mr. Good Time. Still no trifecta. And Centaurs will improve, and so will Azar on that run. The next event here at Flemington on Amy Australian Cup Day is the Devon Park Stud Stakes at 20 minutes past 1.
Good on you, Jono. Thank you. 1, 8 and 3, and that's the John Russell trifecta there. Now, race 2 at Morphettville, 89 Queen's Duel, night passage at 9:30, 7:30 Pride of the Sea, Never Decree 21, Rundle Mall at 21.
I think Candy Rama's just held on from Rusty Mahoney.
Line good. They're racing. And over on the inside, Queenstown Cape was the first to jump out, quickly headed by Prefer an Angel. Sweet Delight was well away with Blue Storm and Miss Tesla gathering speed. And they were being followed by Amy's Dream and Von Ann up on the outsiders going forward, followed by Ascorbic. By Nick Bessers in behind them, Sunny Lane, Chevelle Place and Crystalero. Settling into stride, coming up towards the 1,000. Prefer an Angel by length in advance of Miss Tesla. Von Ann is third, followed by Sweet Delight over on the inside of Blue Storm, Amy's Dreamer. A length and a half further back, Bionic Bess, followed by Queenstown Kate on the rails. Ascorbic in behind them, Crystalero. Sunny Lane second last, and Chevelle places last of all as they race down to the 800 metre mark. Prefer an Angel, half a length to Miss Tesla, a length away as Von Ann, followed by Blue Storm on the outside of Sweet Delight. Amy's Dreamers in behind them, Queenstown Kate there, followed by Bionic Bess, Scorbegger, then Chevelle Place around the outside of Crystalero and Sunny Lane as they're sweeping around the home turn. 500 metres left to go as they straighten up. Prefer an Angel to the inside, a half length in advance of Miss Tesla. Blue Storm is just in behind them, being followed by Von Ann, and further back as Sweet Delight and Amy's Dreamer. Bionic Bess Guineas, a long gap further back as Cheval places the run down with 250 to go. Blue Storm looks to be travelling extremely well. She moves up to hit the front, and Blue Storm is clear. In second place, battling on is Miss Tesla, being followed by Von Ann. Sweet Delight back behind them, Bionic Best, but Blue Storm, she's a very good mare. She'll make it 7 out of 8, Blue Storm. She's drawing away for a very easy victory, and Blue Storm comes down to score. 3 lengths to Miss Tesla. Von Ann's run third. Next home was Sweet Delight, followed by Sunny Lane, who made up plenty of ground. Then Bionic Best and Cheval Place. And further back, Crystalero, Prefer an Angel, Amy's Dream and Queenstown, Caden Squabic are the last 2 home. Very, very consistent mare. Blue Storm just keeps winning. And that's, in fact, 8 out of 9. 8 out of 9 for Blue Storm. Raced by the Howell family. PA, Mrs. DM, MH, Mrs. MJ, JP and Mrs. K. Howell. Trained by Russell Cameron at Morphettville. 8 out of 9. A very imposing record. She was only beaten on one occasion. That was by Miss Jugo at Caulfield 2 starts back. Miss Jugo beat her by a length and a quarter that particular day, but she's done everything right. And there's the rider. He's almost fallen out of the saddle, having a look around to see what the others were doing. Jimmy Cassidy. And then Blue Storm has just ambled home to win as she likes. Just hands and heels by Jimmy. She's drawn out of the pack to go away and score in very, very easy fashion. One with a heap in hand, as you see there. Miss Tesla second and Von Ann getting up for third. Cheval Place, a distinct disappointment in the race. Sweet Delight's run fourth, and number 6 has run fifth, and that was Bionic Best. But a very, very comfortable win, being eased down by Blue Storm. Jimmy Cassidy defeating Miss Tesla and Von Ann in third place. In the fourth of the day, the Devon Park Stud Stakes, and the dividends about to come up here. Blue Storm at 2:30 and 1:30, 2:30, 1:30. Number 3, Miss Tesla, 2:90. Number 8, third, Von Ann at 2:20. 10, 3 and 2, 10:38 that is, 10:38. Blue Storm, 2:30, 1:30. Miss Tesla, 2:90. 8, Von Ann at $2.20. Time 1:22.4, and she's a very good mare. 8 out of 9, speaks for itself. John Letts having a word to Jimmy Cassidy as the winning combination come back to scale after their victory in the Devon Park Stud Stakes, and we'll be back here to Flemington with one of the feature attractions of the day coming up next, the Cadbury Guineas, over 2,000 metres at Group 1 level, due to go at 2 o'clock.
Thank you very much, Johnny. And the winner there at Bulli was number 3, Candy Rama, and Candy Rama is a filly by the highly regarded American import Panorama from Nice Bazaar, lining up for her first start today there at Bulli, and a very good performance there. There's Jimmy Cassidy having a chat at Flemington after a very good win on Blue Storm in race 4. The next one is the Cadbury Guineas set weight conditions. 56 Prince Standard, Bohemiath at 27, 690 Vitronite, Ildon at 920, 45 for Swing King, number 10 Ancient City at big odds 133 to 1, 98 for number 11 Lahar for Michael Clark. That's for the 5th event at Flemington. Now race 3 at Canterbury, 3, 13 and 5. The trifecta 1,505.60 on race 3 Canterbury. 4th at Sale, won by Current Status over Rory's Nephew at Anthology, trifecta 228.70 on the 4th event from Sale. They're all behind the barriers for the Group 1 Cadbury Australian Guineas over 2,000 metres. There is a Vitronite for Shane Dye, and those green colours with the white diamond about to move in. The race over 2,000 metres. So we take it to Johnny Russell for the call of the Cadbury 3-year-old Guineas.
Thank you, Nick. Yes, one of the main attractions of the day, one of the 2 $1 million races here at Flemington, is the Cadbury Guineas over a distance of 2,000 metres. Formerly had been run over the 1,600 metres. Today, for the first time, over 2,000 guineas. There's Vitronite about to come up. Warm first fancy in the race, the New Zealander Zonda at $2.20. Gold Guru number 2, $5.70, and number 3, El Mirada, $6. Number 7 is Vitronite at $6.70, and number 8, Ildon at $9.40. As they're moving up, good crowd here in attendance today at Flemington. Gold Guru's moved in. Lahar, the lone filly in the race, coming up. And Swing King to come along. Zonda drew on the extreme outside. Prince Standard, a last start winner, beating stablemate Mustang Red at Caulfield. Both of them trained by Pat Hyland. El Mirada, the Tasmanian Gallop, has been very unlucky in some of the big races for the 3-year-olds. Should have a lovely run from barrier 1, as will Vitronite from barrier 2. And waiting for Prince Standard and Zonda to complete the line. El Mirada on the inside. Now here's Prince Standard going up. Zonda to move in. 2,000 metres, the journey of the Cadbury Guineas. Zonda completes the line. Stand by for a start. Ready to go. Line is good. And they're racing in the Guineas. Good start to El Mirada, one of the first to jump out. Vitronite got out well with Swing King and Prince Stand Done and Mustang Raider. Zonda dropping back from the outside barrier. Back to about 7th as they sort themselves out along the riverside, and Mustang Red takes the lead by a length to Ancient City. Swing King over on the inside as third, settling just in behind them. Prince Stand Down a length and a half further back as Gull Guru over on the outside of El Mirada. They're followed by Zonda. Vitronite back along the inside from Ildon. Bohemia the second last, and the filly Lahar back at the tail of the fill as they go round the back. Ancient City takes up the running, going to the 1400. Leads a length in advance of Swing King on the outside of Mustang Red. In behind them, Prince Stand Down is running fourth. 2 lengths further back as Gull Guru a length away El Mirada. Half a length back, one off the fences. Zonda, 2 lengths to Vitronite, being followed by Ildon, 2 lengths to Bohemiath and Lahar as they go along the back. Just over 1,200 metres left to go, and here's a change. Prince Stand Down went to the leader, about a length in advance of Ancient City. Close up behind them, Swing King, 3 lengths further back to Mustang Raider. A good long gap in the field. Then came Gull Guru, followed by El Mirada on the inside of Zonda. 2.5 lengths further back to Vitronite, followed by Ildon. A good long gap, Lahar, and Bohemiath is last of all. Down the side they race 900 metres out, and Prince Stand Down by a length to Swing King. A length and a half Ancient City, 2 lengths away Mustang Red, a length and a half to Gull Guru. El Mirada over on the inside of Zonda making ground, 2 lengths away Ildon, followed by Vitronite third last with Lahar, and Bohemiath is last of all as they round the home turn. 600 metres left to run. Prince Stand Down is joined by Swing King, and they straighten up there together about 3 or 4 lengths in advance of Ancient City, starting to lose ground. Mustang Red and Zonda down the outside, and Gull Guru is starting to gain ground, followed by El Mirada, and Vitronite is in behind them in the home stretch. 300 metres left to go, and Prince Stand Down is the leader, but here comes Zonda, and Gull Guru is going with Zonda, and Ildon is finishing on. Gull Guru takes the lead. Zonda now under pressure, followed by Prince Stand Down, and Ildon is finishing on well. Gull Guru's got nearly a length on Zonda with 100 metres left to go from Ildon and Prince Stand Down. Gull Guru is holding Zonda. Gull Guru wins the Guineas. Gull Guru a half length to Zonda, 2 lengths away third Ildon. They're followed by Prince Stand Down, Bohemiath, and behind them El Mirada. Then Vitronite, followed by Lahar, a long gap to Mustang Red, followed by Ancient City, and last to finish is Swing King. Gull Guru takes out the Cadbury Guineas at $5.90 and $1.80. Number 2, Gull Guru, running right up to the good form he showed when he won the Amy Classic at Caulfield. And there he is, safely holding Zonda at bay. Got nearly a length. Zonda probably making a little ground on the finish, but all to no avail. And there's another lovely ride by Greg Charles to land Gull Guru. The winner of today's Cadbury Guineas, raced by B.H. Perks, B. White, G. Marriott, G. P. Drummond, a 3-year-old chestnut gelding by Geiger Counter. Out of Proud Halo, has now started 18 times, recording his 5th win with 2 seconds and 2 thirds. And the numbers are 2, 1 and 8. Number 2, Gull Guru, Greg Charles is first. Number 1, Zonda second, Vinnie Colgan. Number 8's run third, Ildon's been a good run, ridden by Damien Oliver. And the final stages of today's Cadbury Guineas, Hands and Hills by Greg Charles and Gull Guru. Zonda trying to peg it back. Prince Stand Down over on the inside, weakening Ildon, running home well. But Gull Guru now getting about a length on Zonda with 100 metres to go. They had the race themselves. Gull Guru getting just a little bit tired in the final stages, but he's won by about a half length on the line to Zonda, and Ildon coming home well for third ahead of Prince Stand Down, and Bohemiath again making up plenty of ground to finish just in behind the place getters. So there are the numbers. In the Cadbury Guineas, one of the feature attractions of the day at Flemington. Number 2, Gull Guru, Greg Charles the winner at $5.90 and $1.80. Number 1, second Zonda, pays $1.40. Number 8 is third Ildon, pays $2.30, 2, 1 and 8 in the Cadbury Guineas, and they have recorded 2:0.5 the time for the 5th event here at Flemington, the Cadbury Guineas, and Gull Guru and Greg Charles riding probably in the best form of his career is Greg Charles, bringing Gull Guru back to scale, and we'll come back to Flemington with race 6 to follow, the Claudia Australia Plate, a listed race over the 1,100 metres at 2:40.
Leon McDonald, the trainer of Gold Guru, and there's Greg Charles, who is having an incredible run, isn't he, at the moment. Zonda just died in its run, running second, and Ildon was a good performance for third. Race 4 at Adelaide, Prince Keystone at $2.10, at $4.50, Classic Day $7.20. It's Spring Again $4.80, Drop Anchor at $20, Loafer